Right, Saturday I'm out for a bit of endurance training. Something I haven't done for years is heart rate training, so hence why I'm walking up the hill at the moment. As I say, I'm not trying to go fast on the race in October, so it's all about building up the stamina to try and get round. So just building up the distance, going off-road, as much variable terrain as possible up and down the hills, and just try and keep the heart rate below kind of 70% of my maximum, so I can burn fat rather than burning carbs, which I found works quite well. I mean, I used to be able to go out and do half marathon distance with just water, absolutely no problem. I need to build back up to that again. I'm a bit heavier as well now. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I've got the heart rate strap on. Again, my Wahoo, and it's telling me heart rate every mile, but you can kind of tell if you can breathe in through your nose without using your mouth. You're normally at about the right heart rate. If you need to use your mouth, you're probably going too hard. But I might as well get some data on it as well, and hence I'm walking up the hills. There's no point just killing yourself. Not trying to get 7-minute miles here or anything. I'm over 10-minute miles as an average, so I'm happy with that. And mix this in at the moment. Probably run at the weekends, once, shorter one in the week, and then lots of weight training, kettlebells and functional lifting. I managed to get myself a beer keg from the local pub for nothing, which is actually an awesome weight training bit of equipment for nothing, because you can fill it with different levels of water to change the weight, and because the water's sloshing around, you find you have to use the core a lot to stabilise yourself so you don't topple over, and you can do kind of clean and jerks with it and things like that. So basically, yeah, 2 runs a week, and then plenty of kind of weight training and functional training and core work in the week. And I've also managed to had an old swing in the garden that kids don't use anymore, so I've taken one swing off so far, which just gives me a pole that I can use to kind of monkey bar sideways across. I'm going to try and put a little circuit in the garden, and a little while yet, but I suppose as I get my running fitness up again, I can start doing circuits with the functional weight stuff in between, so it becomes a bit more like a what do they call it? You know what I'm trying to say. What's that thing called where you go to different stations and do the stuff that makes you nearly puke? I forgot what it's called now. Boot camp, that's the word. Yeah, it's that kind of thing, but I'm not a great believer in the short rest periods in between on those things. I think it's more important to let your heart rate come down and then move on. So probably get little circuits where I can go once around the garden, do a bit of running, a few kind of air squats and climbing over things, lifting the beer barrel up, the keg. The other thing I did is I got an old barbell that I used to have, and I just put weights on one end. And you kind of fling it around as if you're a Viking or something with your big axe. And that is really cool. I really felt that on the core after only about 5 minutes. There's obviously using muscles I don't normally use. So again, it's offset weight, so you're constantly trying to adjust it. So I'd recommend that as well. I'll try and show you a video of that later on. But me and my hot red face are on the flat again now, so I'm going to carry on running. I think we're going to run into a bit of water on this race, so it's probably a good experience to try and get in the puddles rather than avoid them. Get your shoes nice and wet and get used to the feeling. The more you can be uncomfortable at the moment, the easier it's going to be in the race. So it's not exactly cold at the moment. Hopefully in October it won't be too cold, but I'm sure we'll be all nice and warm once we're running.